Hey guys, Azami here. Just want to give you a quick tutorial on what the best force techer trees are for you to use for each element, so let's just get right into it. Starting off, we're going to go with a fire tree. You're going to need to put 3 points in the T attack boost 1, that's just to unlock everything else. You're going to want to put 1 point in the rare force mastery. It's just 1 point for an extra 30 T attack if you have a 10 star or higher. You're going to want to put 5 points into Talus Tech bonus if you like to use Taluses. Otherwise you can appropriate those points somewhere else. I also put 1 point in the Talus Fast Throw because you never know when you may need that. Some of the must-haves are right along here. You need to have element conversion for your force techer tree. What this does is if you have, say, a fire rod and you're using fire text from your fire rod, it will give you a 50% attribute bonus. But if you're using light text from a fire rod, for example, it will only give you 25% bonus. That's still 25% attribute bonus, so it's extremely important to get. You're also going to want to get Tech JA Advance, which is just 10% power. Same with Tech Charge 1 and 2, those are both 10% power. Pretty important. Charge PP Revival is pretty important, so while you're charging techs like Rafoy, Gifoy, and whatnot, you can still regenerate PP. I get T attack high boost. 5 points for 120 T attack is a lot, so that's going to be pretty important. Let's just skip some of this stuff for now and go down to your fire tree. So you're going to pick up Flame Mastery 1, 2, and Tech S Charge. Tech S Charge just makes your fire skills come out substantially faster. You don't want to put points into Burn Boost really, because the amount of damage that Burn's going to do isn't going to be that much compared to everything else that's going on. So for your last few points, I opted to put mine into Photon Flare. I made sure I get Photon Flare Afterburst because that's just a free 100 T attack for 30 seconds after your Photon Flare expires. And that's pretty much a basic DPS fire tree. Moving on, you also have the PP save variant of the fire tree. This one has a little less power. It's basically the same tree, except I'm missing 1 point here. I don't have Photon Flare, and I've maxed out my Bolt Tech PP save. I use this one for doing dailies. You know, anything that you have to use Ilzande a lot, because it just having that PP save on Ilzande makes me get through my dailies really fast, and everything on super hard shouldn't have enough HP to where the lack of damage is going to affect you that much. If you're limited on the trees that you can get, I definitely recommend getting Fire DPS over this. So moving on, we have our Ice Tree. Our Ice Tree is, everything on the top is the same as the Fire DPS tree. The big difference going down is we have Ice Mastery 1 and 2 maxed. We're going to ignore all of this because this damage doesn't matter unless you're using it for something specific, but I've never had any use for any of them. And what these extra 10 points allow you to do is they allow you to max out a Photon Flare. So you get 200 T attack plus 140 for Photon Flare, giving you 340 extra T attack while this is active. This is really good if you're doing quests like Mother or PD, having that extra damage during stun phases just to get pump out more DPS. It's really nice to have. If you're not into Photon Flare, there are some other options, like you can get normal Tech Advanced if you're doing stuff with Elysian. If you really want to, you can opt for Rod Shoot, but you can always get a Queen Vera to help with your PP regen. This is a gun slash where its potential heavily increases the PP restoration when you hit stuff with it. So that's what I opt to use. I also use an Orbit Talus. But if you don't have access to either one of those, then by all means pick up Rod Shoot because it will help you. It's just something that I wouldn't consider amazing for endgame, but it's up to you. Our lightning tree, this is one of the trees that I will use primarily for Amduskia TA because I wanted to do more damage in my MPAs. But if you want to pick up a lightning tree, you'll notice everything on the top is pretty much the same. You got, fast throw, tech bonus, rare mastery, element conversion, the same amount of photon flare points. But the difference between this and your fire DPS is the 30 points you would put here, you just put right here. The tech PP save is pretty nice for consistently throwing out like Razande and other lightning skills. If you don't want bolt tech PP save and you don't think it's going to be a problem, you can put them in the photon flare or wherever you like, but that's where I did it. So our Techer trees. You've got a lot of options for Techer trees, but one of the biggest ones that I recommend picking up is the Light Dark Techer tree. This is the one that you're going to be using most for your dailies and most of your EQs. So to run through it, you need 3 points into T attack boost 1. You need 10 points into PP restore. It just increases your PP restoration rate, which also stacks on other stuff too that restore PP. So it's really nice. You're going to want to get 10 out of 10 PP conversion. You pop that, you get a huge amount of PP recovery. 1 point in the territory burst, 1 point in the super treatment. The way super treatment works is if you ante you yourself or anyone else that has a status ailment like poison or fire, they get a massive PP regeneration rate. It is pretty substantial. Both you and someone else gets it if you ante someone else. I also put 4 points in a territory PP save, so if you have something up like Zondil or Zanverse, every tech that you throw out will cost 6 less PP. So that's pretty nice to pick up. These are going to be second to last for the points that you get on PP save. You're going to want to get element weak hit. So if you're matching the element of mob that you're hitting, you're going to get a 20% damage boost. It's pretty good. Dark Mastery, pretty straightforward. Light Mastery. Now the difference between my Wind Light, Light Dark, and Wind Dark Techer trees, the only difference is these 20 points that I spend. So if I were to get, say, a Wind Dark tree, I would put 20 points here. I don't get Mirage Boost, I don't get Panic Boost, and I don't get Poison Boost. Unless you're going for a super specific strat that requires it, but for your general trees, you probably won't need it. Now, your last points that you're going to put in for your tree are going to be this, up in the T attack boost 2. You have basically 10 free points to play around with on your Techer tree. When you're fully done with your class cubes, so you can experiment with one gear, one levers if you want to eventually use your Techer tree for something like Techer Braver. You can also put your 10 points into something like Shift Advance or just anything that you like. I opt for T attack boost 2 because an extra 75 T attack would just boost my damage a little bit. I don't need anything else that's on the tree. But that's up to you. But everything else you're going to want to keep. But yeah, you see here, if I go to my Wind Light tree, it's going to be pretty much the same thing. And Wind Dark, I'll just do that real quick. We'll put 3 points here. We'll max out Wind. Element Weak Hit. You're going to want Dark. You're going to want 4 points into this. You want Super Treatment, Territory Burst, PP Conversion, PP Restore, and you see, I don't have the last 3 SP on this character right now, but when you get the last 3 SP, you'll have 10 points left, and with those 10 points, I'm just going to put it into T Attack Boost 2. So those are all the Force Techer trees that you'll need for pretty much all content in the game, unless you want to do time attacks. I'll make a video at some later point with the specific time attack trees, but for now this will do. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, of course leave them in the comments below. I'm here to answer most of the time, and if you want, I can also put the links to these skill trees in the description, and you guys can just check those out and ask me what you think is best. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys.